safety. And that's why joining us right here on The Splash Live to talk more about water safety and those unfortunate events, we have Lieutenant Brian Burwell from the Oakland County Sheriff's Department. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us. How are you today?
Doing so well. It's unfortunate that we have to meet talking about things of this nature, but it is very, very important that we do get it out, because essentially we've dealt with a number of different drownings in our Oakland County lake. So can you just describe the recent drowning incidents in Oakland County and any common factors you have observed?
Well, unfortunately, this is our 10th drowning this season, along with a number of boating accidents. I think the higher temperatures we've been experiencing as a lot more people are partaking in the water. And, a lot of the common factors in those are they're choosing to swim in areas where there's not lifeguards. Some are choosing to swim in areas that are not designated swim areas, and those always increase the risk of something happening. And in a lot of these situations, with drownings, people enter the water, and within, it's a nice sunny day, they start their morning off and they, go out to the lake, and then within seconds, you're in the fight for your life, when people get in the water, panic sets in. So, the biggest thing is to swim, if you can, pick areas where there are lifeguards, especially if you're not a strong swimmer. And, the lack of flotation devices, life jackets and personal flotation devices not being available or accessible.
You know what? You mentioned a few things that I want to kind of dive into a little bit more, but I want to ask this next question. But thanks for providing that. How do communication barriers impact rescue efforts like the unfortunate incident that just recently happened?
Yeah, the one you're referring to, the Kensington one, it was unfortunate that there was a miscommunication. Today it's more easier now, I think, to communicate than ever because of the apps on the phones that have translating apps and things like that. In this situation, the individual, I don't think he really felt comfortable maybe talking to certain people. He ran to a different area. I think waving your hands, pointing to the water. There was a bystander who did witness that drowning and called and summoned authorities. The problem was that person had left the area. So some of the first responders weren't sure, because normally when somebody goes underwater, there would be a family member or somebody reporting it. This gentleman had seen somebody go under, was fairly confident, and with all credit to the Kensington Metro Park Police, they immediately initiated a rescue response, even though there was some confusion that, hey, you guys are saying this is going on, but we don't know. Nobody else is on shore. They didn't hesitate. They instantly activated our search and rescue team, which was responding. And that's the big thing is to get response going, get the fire, get the police, get the sheriff's office going. We can always cancel that response if it's not needed. And that's the outcome we ultimately want, is to get there and somebody say, hey, we were mistaken. And unfortunately, in this situation, the gentleman lost his life.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate. But I would love to take this as a learning lesson so we can try to prevent having an 11th incident this year. So thank you again. With us right here on the Splash Live, Lieutenant Brian Burwell, specialized units for Oakland County Sheriff's Office, just talking about the unfortunate drownings that's been happening in Oakland County and how we could possibly prevent those. So let's get into that part of it, if you don't mind, Lieutenant. What specific emergency capabilities and flotation devices should people be looking into or preparing before they even hit the water?
The biggest thing is, not swimming alone, swimming with a buddy. When you go out to the lake, have somebody with you when you're going in the water. Have some type of life jacket with you or flotation device. Make sure it's size appropriate. If you're taking small children to the lake with you or to a swim area, again, there's a reason those swim areas are dedicated. That water doesn't have a quick drop off with inside a swim area. So it's a safe area for you to swim. When you venture outside those swim areas, sometimes the lake will drop off quickly, which will put you in a little bit colder water, which will cause you to cramp up, could cause you, obviously, panic sets in. One of the things I would say is that if you are charged with, overseeing small children in the water, drownings happen in less than seconds. You're talking the potential for within 20 seconds for somebody to drown or less. that you can't be sitting there reading a book. You can't be texting,
Oof.
messaging. You can't be taking time. If you have children in the water, you have to keep your eyes on them. And along with anybody who's in the water is, it's not just about observing the people you came to the beach with, but everybody's looking out for everybody's safety. And this Kensington one you spoke about, this gentleman was in the water with his small child. He looked over, he was watching everybody, and that's when he saw somebody struggling. And so everybody should be watching out for each other when you're at the beach. Don't just focus on the people you came with,
Correct.
focus on everybody.
Correct.
And, and the other thing too is all public beach areas, they do have rescue equipment there. They have a
Oh,
throwable device. They have usually some type of rowboat. Always at the first sign of trouble, call 911 and get first responders responding immediately.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Some information that I wasn't privy to, but some of that equipment being available at some of these spots and locations. So I think people should be a lot more aware of that also. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe you did mention that you all offer some type of water safety classes or courses at the Oakland County Sheriff's Office. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Sheriff Bouchard, I think we lead in education around the area for our boater safety classes and various other safety classes we offer, all free here at the Sheriff's Office. Of course, with our partners at the DNR, we have a great working relationship with the Department of Natural Resources, the conservation officers. We teach joint classes. We also, Oakland County participates in the Southeast Michigan Dive Group. We work with multiple agencies. We do the boat show with Wayne County, Macomb County, and other places. These classes are all free right here at our search and rescue building, and we offer them also satellitely. So if you go to the DNR website, you can sign up for them. And we're always looking to push out more education on that.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. And we'll be here to spread that and spread, continuously push that also. Before we let you go, Lieutenant, if you don't mind, are there any steps being taken currently to increase public awareness about water safety and importance of these flotation devices and other devices we have available?
Well, our sheriff has taken a big initiative with pushing safety. These last few years, we've been pushing our boater safety classes back and rolling more of them out. We are in talks right now with different legislation in Lansing to try to come up with more grants available for some of the other counties to make people more aware of.
Gotcha.
Oakland County does offer our classes are available for anyone to attend, but we also need the other surrounding areas to be doing education as well. And unfortunately, there's not a lot of reimbursement or funding available sometimes for those classes. And we're hoping to work with some legislation to maybe see if we can roll out some grants for that.
Yeah, sounds like it'll be very, very helpful if we were to get a little bit more funding. We know the state is doing different things with allocating funding, but hopefully we get any and everything that we need to increase public awareness in regards to this so we can limit, if not stop, these fatalities before the end of the year. Hey, we appreciate you again. Thank you again, Lieutenant, for being here. Any additional information you want to let the community know before we let you go?
Just remember, those life jackets are so important. Those throwable devices, having them on your boats, and the biggest thing is if there is an emergency, I can't stress this enough. People sometimes don't realize, taking a first aid or a CPR class is so important. So if an unfortunate incident does happen, you know what to do. And, just not taking the water safety classes, but also take a first aid and a CPR class.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great information. I'm glad we had the word from someone like you where it actually matters. Thank you again, Lieutenant Brian Burwell, Specialized Units for Oakland County Sheriff's Office, talking about water safety. We appreciate your time, sir.
Thank you so much.